Gonzalez, joining us from her apartment in Corpus. Daisy, thanks for joining us.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
Definitely. You mentioned that you're up in Corpus right now. What's the update with your university and what the Islanders are doing as far as the fall semester, as the fall semester approaches?
As of right now, it's still up in the air. There's different talk about us having the opportunity to choose between online classes and in class. Right now, like I really don't know. My coaches don't know, so we're kind of just waiting it out to see what's going to end up happening in the fall.
Definitely. And we talked about you playing ball. You had just gotten to Corpus. You had played, and I think I counted 19. You had 19 starts in the 22 games you guys played. It looked like you were hitting the ball well. It looked like you were seeing the ball well. You were off to a good start. Then everything got canceled. Where were you guys when you all got the word that the season got canceled?
I remember we were going to travel to Sam Houston. We had just started conference and we had a morning practice. Shortly after, we were notified that we were not going to play that series. So our coach pretty much just extended our spring break. We didn't know anything then. About 2 weeks passed, and then we were notified that our season was canceled. And it was pretty sad because it was, my first Division I conference season. So I was excited about that. But I mean, I'm ready for this coming season and what's to come. I'm excited. So hopefully we're able to start as soon as possible.
You were a junior this year. How does your eligibility work out? Did you get that extra year, or how is it working out for you?
Yeah, I have 2 years now. So
okay,
2 years.
And like I mentioned, like you had 11 hits, 4 of them for doubles. You guys have played in 21 games, and like I said, you had 19 starts. What was the change of scenery like coming from a JUCO to A&M Corpus Christi?
I mean, just the level of play. I faced really good pitching and really good teams at the JUCO level. And so transitioning to a Division I level wasn't as bad, but, the level of play is just up there. You have to be on your game every single game. So it's not much of a difference, but, still trying to work hard to get to where I need to be in order to, do well at this level.
What in your mind, was it more difficult, or how much was the difference from being recruited from high school to going to Temple, and then from going from Temple to the Islanders? Was it a much more easier transition because you kind of have an idea on how everything works?
Yes, it was an easier transition going from Temple to Corpus. From high school to Temple, it was a major difference. You have to work for everything, JUCO days. But it's hard, nothing's going to be given to you. You have to earn every single thing. And it kind of keeps me working hard because my Temple coach is now my Corpus coach. Okay. So this is my 3rd year, going on the 4th year with her. So I know how things work here, and I know like I need to work hard for everything.
Was that one of the reasons why you chose to go to the Islanders?
Yes, it was. I was notified that she was coming here, and it was an option for me to come here with her. So I decided to take it, and it's closer to home, so I'm able to see my family more.
Definitely. Turning back the clocks to your high school days, playing at McAllen Memorial, what were some things that stood out to you? I know you were newcomer of the year in your district, and you had a couple of nice accolades in your time at McAllen Memorial.
The one thing that stands out to me the most would probably be playing San Benito my freshman year and beating them both times. I don't know. It was my first game of the season as a freshman in high school. And, we were playing against San Benito, who is, I think, number 4 ranked team in the state at the time. So it was just an awesome experience to get to do that as a freshman. And, seeing the level of play go up as I was, maturing in high school was awesome too, because a lot of people don't know about the Valley, and, just seeing the growth that the softball industry has in the Valley is just awesome.
Definitely. And when you were a senior or when you were a junior, when was it that Temple when they came on your radar? When did they start looking at you? You start talking with them?
It was my junior year, I believe. I committed. I know Pudge had gone there. I know a few other Valley girls had gone there, and they had awesome things to say about the coach and about the school and the softball program there. So I was really interested in going the JUCO route rather than a 4 years school.
And you know, a lot of these kids, a lot of the athletes these days elect to take the JUCO route. What benefits do you guys get from it athletically and as far as the education goes when it goes to a JUCO and then to a 4 year school?
I just think the amount of growth that you have in those 2 years is just so big. You know, it prepares you for a 4 year school, and there aren't any boundaries as to how many hours a day or a week you're able to practice. So, you know, you're out there every day working 4 or 5 hours a day, lifting, conditioning. Like, it just, all of that prepares you to the 4 year school that you want to go to, and, you know, gives you the opportunity to do well.
Definitely. And, you know, looking at your Temple days, you know, you got a ring out of it. You guys won a national championship at the JUCO level at Division I. I thought it was really cool because you guys were the only the second program in the state to win a national title at the JUCO level, Angelina being the other. Walk us through that season and what was that like for you guys playing in that year and eventually winning it all?
Oh, it was awesome. It was my freshman year. I didn't, you know, there was talk about nationals, but Temple had never done it before. So as the season went on, we started progressing really well, working as a team. And then we ended up in conference tournament. We win that. And then we just, all of a sudden, we're going to nationals. Like, everything that we had worked for was to go to nationals. So, I mean, the level of play there was just insane. Like, the level of pitching, I know the team that we played against in the championship, the pitcher that we faced is at Alabama. So just like the level of play was awesome to watch, and just the way that we played as a team, just, I don't know, just got us to where we got.
You guys scored 5 runs in that fifth inning to win 6-1. So if you can remember, you know, what sparked that rally late in that game for you all?
Well, in the championship, we had lost the first game. Mm-hmm. So we played the second game, and we were not going to, like, back down. It was just, I remember it was just so intense, and, you know, everybody had each other's back. Everyone was rooting for one another. Like, just the true definition of how a team should look was on that field that day. So it was just like, it was amazing. And just, we got a rally going. And once that started, like, we were unstoppable. It was awesome.
And it was fitting that Pudge closed the door on the game.
Yes.
So Delilah Barrera, for those that don't know when we say Pudge, Delilah Barrera, she played at Mercedes. You know, how was it like playing with her and reconnecting with her? Because I know in high school, you know, she was in 5A, you were in 6A, but I'm sure that bond was there, that connection was there. So what was it like having, you know, a pair of Valley girls up there on that team?
Yeah, it was awesome. I played with her on RGV Heat, so, you know, we were familiar with each other and we were good friends. And then once I got to Temple, we were roommates actually. So, but it was just kind of cool because a lot of people don't know about the Valley. So to have 2 Valley girls on a team was just, you know, it's not really heard of. So it was just awesome being able to work with her. You know, she's awesome. She works hard and pushed me to do better every day. You
know, and you also made you were on the AllTournament team. So what was that like for you making that list? I think I only saw maybe about 3 or 4 girls on that list. So it was very few kids and you were one of them.
It was awesome. I had actually never played outfield before. Mm-hmm. And I played right field all of nationals. So, you know, just being able to help any way that I could to, you know, get the team to where we got, like, it was just awesome. I was just trying to do my part to help everybody else, you know, to work as a team. So it was just awesome to hear that I made the AllTournament team. Sorry.
Yeah, definitely. You had mentioned you had never played outfield until you got to college. What was that transition like? I mean, it's different. I know for people that may not play the sport will say, well, it shouldn't be too much of a change, but it is different, especially when you play right field, because For me, I always played center and left. I never really liked playing right field for whatever weird reason.
Mhm.
But I get it. You know, it's a whole lot different for an outfielder because there's just so many things you have to learn. What was the toughest part of the transition?
It was pretty rough. I pitched all throughout high school. So, everybody that I told that I was playing outfield, like they didn't believe me. They just laughed. So, I mean, my coach told me that I was going to play right field, I think at the conference tournament. So, it was either before practice every day until nationals that, we were working to try to get me to where I needed to be so that I was able to play that position. So it was a lot of hard work, but I mean, I enjoy the position. As long as I'm able to be on that field.
Definitely. When you guys got back to campus, what was the reaction like? Were everyone excited, or 'cause I'm not too familiar as far as is Temple a softball town? Do they love their softball like the way we have it here in the Valley, or what was the reaction like when y'all got back?
Well, we were on a bus for 24 hours. We got in at like 7 in the morning. And once we got in, the media was there, just a bunch of the workers at Temple were there, a bunch of parents, like everybody was so supportive and they were just super happy that we won it. But I mean, it was 7 in the morning. We kind of had just woken up and we were taking pictures and being interviewed by the news there. So it was awesome.
Definitely. You mentioned your ties with RGV Heat. They're getting ready for nationals in a couple days. You were there. You know exactly what's that like. What's the preparation like for play? Obviously a summer ago, 2 summers ago, everything was different. So just let's just kind of imagine things are normal right now, and we're able to go out and play these games. What's the normal routine for these girls preparing for nationals and having played, all summer long and getting ready for this last tournament?
Oh man, it's so much hard work put in throughout the summer to, up to the point of nationals. Like you're if you're not playing at tournaments, you're practicing every other day, every day. So it's hard, but all that hard work pays off at the end, and it's hot. So just taking care of your body as much as possible and the time off that you have until then is so important and crucial.
Definitely. What makes travel ball special? We've had fully loaded on here. We've had chaos. We've had heat, and I think the one thing that all the girls talk about is the camaraderie that you all built through the summer. Is that one thing that sticks out to you?
Yes. Yes, it does. And also just the bonds that you're able to make with the girls throughout the summer. You're with them more than you are with your family and your other friends outside of softball. So just that bond that you're able to make with the girls is just awesome to have.
And playing for Coach Knipe, he was on our show a couple of months ago. I'm sure he's tuning in right now. Just talk about Coach Knipe and the things he's been able to do with RGV Heat, year in and year out. We just see, you all continuing to just grow and get better as a team, and the exposure that the girls are getting. And that's the whole idea behind it. And all these girls are going to different colleges. So just what was your thoughts on playing for Coach Knipe?
Oh, he was awesome. I think he prepared me the most to, to go to the college level. He knows a lot about the game. He knows a lot about the mental side, the physical side. He helped me throughout high school. He would help me on my hitting one-on-one. Like, he's just an awesome coach and very supportive of his girls and wants the best for everybody.
Definitely. We're joined by Corpus Christi Islander Daisy Gonzalez, former McAllen Memorial Lady Mustang, here on our sideline sit down on a Wednesday afternoon. So Daisy, we're going to continue talking about softball and, talking about travel ball. And, right now things are so different these days. And there was a point where there were games and then there were no games. There were going to be tournaments and there were no tournaments. But nationals looks like it's good to go. It's ready. What advice would you give to some of the girls that are playing right now? Some that may not have received that college offer yet and that are still trying to play to be seen. What advice would you give them?
Just keep working. There's a home for you anywhere. Just keep working for what you want and keep reaching out and talking to coaches. Coaches aren't going to reach out to you. You need to email, you need to call, you need to do whatever you can to reach out to coaches to make sure that, you expose yourself so that you're able to set something up to where they can watch you play or anything. Just keep working hard, because that's just the main key. Because, there's always somebody better than you out there. So.
Looking back on travel ball, what's maybe your best memory, or a couple of memories, or a story that you'd like to share?
I don't know. There's so many of them. We won a few nationals. I think probably my favorite team would probably be my junior year travel ball team. It was just a special bond that not a lot of girls are able to have with one another. And, one of the most hardworking teams that I've ever played on. It was just awesome. But I don't think I can recall one specific memory that I have that stands out to me.
Definitely. Off the softball field, quite the interesting character, I'd say. You have an interest for forensics, and you had mentioned you're majoring in biomedical science. So what interests you about all that stuff?
I don't know. I've always been interested in forensics and just all of that since I was little. It's kind of a weird thing to like, but very interested in it.
So you're an unsolved mysteries kind of show?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what kind of, you mentioned that's your career path. So what kind of job would you like to have at some point?
I'm not too sure yet. I'm still deciding on that. I'm kind of leaning towards anthropology, but I'm not too sure yet. Just kind of up in the air, but it'll work out.
And you mentioned that you binge watch, but you kind of just scrambled all over the place, where you're watching so many different shows all at once. Is that how it works for you?
Kind of. It's like, I think at one point I was watching like Prison Break, Breaking Bad, and The Walking Dead at once. So it's kind of hectic trying to finish one show after starting another because it's so good. Like it's just
Definitely.
crazy.
Two out of those three are my favorite: Breaking Bad and Walking Dead.
Yeah,
I'm a little surprised you went the Walking Dead route, because not a lot of people really are too high of it these days. Where are you at on the Walking Dead right now?
I think I'm in season 5, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I stopped watching it, but I think I'm gonna get back on track so I can finish it up.
Definitely. What's happening in season 5?
It's with all the Tiger King.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so they found Alexandria, and
yes, all of
and
that.
They've met King Ezekiel and all that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll tell you this much. I think we're on season 10 right now currently, and because of the pandemic, they had to delay the finale. So we're still waiting for that finale. It's been a couple months, but it gets really good. It kind of loses its traction for a little bit, but there's some things that happen, and you're gonna kind of be like, oh well. But I promise you, it gets really good, because right now I think it's the best it's been in a while. Definitely.
Oh man, I'm excited for that.
No, it's really good. It's really good. I love it. I've always been a fan of it. Breaking Bad, was this the first time you watched Breaking Bad, or?
It was. I had heard about it, and I was hesitant to watch it because of the storyline. But after watching a few episodes, like it was just, I was hooked on it and finished it in, I don't know, a few weeks, I think.
So good, right?
Yeah.
I think for me, as the seasons went on, the crazier it got, and the deeper trouble he would get into, and the more evil he became. But were you a Walter White fan? Did you see him as the hero, or did you see him as the villain?
I saw for the most part, I saw him as a hero, but I thought his wife was more of a villain than he was.
Agreed.
But it was, I don't know. I didn't see him as a villain at all.
I recently rewatched it when we were in quarantine. I just had to, and there were so many episodes in between where I'm like, man, I forgot about that one, and I forgot about that one. They were just so good. Did you watch have you started Better Call Saul?
Yes, actually I have. I have not finished it yet though.
Okay.
But yes, that's a good one too.
Where are you at on the season?
I want to say I'm finishing season 1.
Season 1?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not that into it.
Okay, yeah, it gets really good, and there's a lot of like, oh, okay, that happened here because of this, and this happened there. I know the most recent season, the 5th season, just ended, like, I think in March, and the 6th season that's going to be coming up, that's going to be it. That's going to be the final one.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, and it's going to lead right into Breaking Bad. Did you watch El Camino?
I haven't yet.
Okay,
No, it's so much to try to keep
right,
track of.
definitely. No, I got you. Anything else that you're watching?
I don't know. I think right now I'm on The Walking Dead, but I don't think I've started anything in the last few days.